Hi, my name is Brianna Tatar, and for my AP Statistics project, I wanted to investigate the question, do mini Coca-Cola cans actually contain 222 milliliters as stated on the label? I chose this topic because companies advertise exact measurements on product labels, and I wanted to test whether the actual amount inside the cans match the amount stated on the label. The mini Coca-Cola cans claim to contain 222 milliliters of soda. My null hypothesis was that the true mean amount of soda in the mini Coke cans is 222 milliliters. My alternative hypothesis was that the true mean amount of soda is different from 222 milliliters. To analyze the data, I used a one-sample t-test. The population parameter in this study was the true mean amount of soda in all mini Coca-Cola cans. The claimed value from the label was 222 milliliters. To collect my data, I randomly selected 10 mini Coca-Cola cans from the package. I used a digital food scale with a milliliter setting to measure the amount of soda in each can. First, I placed an empty cup on the scale and used the tare button to reset the scale to 0. Then I poured one can into the cup and recorded the amount in milliliters. I repeated this process for all 10 cans. These were the measurements collected from the 10 mini Coca-Cola cans. The values recorded were 235, 220, 225, 230, 227, 227, 223, 227, 223, and 228 milliliters. These graphs display the distribution of the soda amounts measured from the cans. The sample mean was 226.5 milliliters, and the standard deviation was 4.71 milliliters. Most of the measurements were close to the claimed value of 222 milliliters, although several cans were slightly above the labeled amount. The data ranged from 220 milliliters to 235 milliliters. Before performing the inference procedure, I checked the conditions for a one-sample t-test. The random condition was met because the cans were randomly selected from the package and randomly chosen from the store. The independence condition was met because the sample size of 10 cans is much less than 10% of all mini Coca-Cola cans produced. The normal condition was reasonably met because the data showed no strong skewness or extreme outliers. I performed a one-sample t-test to compare my sample mean to the claimed value of 222 milliliters. The test statistic was 2.82 and the p-value was 0.019. Since the p-value is less than 0.05, the results are statistically significant. Because the p-value was less than 0.05, I rejected the null hypothesis. There is convincing evidence that the true mean amount of soda in mini Coca-Cola cans differs from 222 milliliters. Based on the sample, the cans on average contain slightly more soda than the amount stated on the label. Possible sources of error include small spills while pouring, carbonation affecting measurements, and slight inaccuracies in scale readings. Another limitation is that only 10 cans were tested. If I repeated this experiment, I would use a larger sample size and a more precise measuring equipment to improve accuracy. Thank you.